Some Republican clubs have provided forums to competing Democrats in nonpartisan local races. Do you support this?
I mean, it's obviously up to a club what it wants to do. I understand there may have been pressure applied to some clubs to allow Democrats in. I think we need to think strategically about whatever we do here. If we're going to have a Republican club that lets a Democrat in, and I think this would particularly be in the municipal races where they're theoretically nonpartisan, then why don't we get a quid pro quo out of the Democrats? Because obviously we want to expand our exposure of our candidates. And if that's not going to be done, if we can't enforce that, then I think it'd be counterproductive. And the party can't dictate to a club what it's going to do, but part of the whole process of empowering our grassroots is to get the clubs involved with the party in strategic planning. I've done strategic planning. It's a great way to get all your volunteers involved. We need to leverage the creativity and skills of all our volunteers, and we haven't done that. And that's something that we do, and get those clubs involved, and then we can have a uniform and consistent policy with regard to how we deal with those kinds of forums.
Given the fact that there are limited time and limited resources, I don't think that's the best use of a Republican club's time to give Democrats a forum in order to grow their party. I mean, we understand in nonpartisan races, like the city races that we're talking about specifically, I'm sure what your question is addressing.
It is nonpartisan. It's a key word in there.
Yeah, right. And specifically, I think that goes to the mayor's race. We've had some local clubs here in Harris County that have featured mayoral candidates that are clearly not aligned with the Republican Party. I think that's a waste of time. I think that's a waste of resources. We've got a whole lot of work to do here as a Republican Party, and to spend an entire event or evening giving a Democrat an opportunity to sell their agenda for the city or for the county, I think is a waste of time. I would rather see them spend that time working to grow our party, working to get those same volunteers active and organized and willing to work within our party, talk about issues that are relevant to our party, and promote those candidates who have a consistent record of helping the Republican Party. I think that's the way for us to be successful in 2009 and 2010.
I had completely agree with what was just said by both Mr. Simpson and Mr. Woodfield. I don't think it's a good use of time for the Republican clubs to give a forum to Democratic candidates, especially when we need to use these offices to build our own farm team and to build our own agenda. If we are going to be the party of local government, then we actually have to participate in local government. We have to have our people on these boards, and we have to promote our Republicans on these boards. One final point on the importance of precinct chairs, I want to shift there because we're in agreement on this other point, and that is we have 156 precincts that normally are strong Republican precincts that don't have precinct chairs. In the last election, there was a 7% turnout difference between those precincts and the ones where we had precinct chairs that had equal strength. That is huge in this election. We need precinct chairs. We need boots on the ground. It does make a difference.